happy Saturday. This is Sherry from Style Tips with Sherry. Today we have a topic that everybody seems to be interested in, and it's about going gray. Well, if you're new here, welcome. If you're not and you're a regular, I'm so glad that you are back, or if you've just found us maybe last week or the week before, I'm super happy that you're here. What I do at this channel is help women of a certain age to look and feel your best. And if that's you, I hope you will subscribe to my channel and just stick around because we do have a lot of fun around here. Well, with the topic of going gray, there are lots of questions. And so I thought what I would do is sort of narrow it down today and help you with a few different tips that you could consider doing with your own hair, with the help of a stylist most likely, and really help you in that transition process. So let's get started. Tip number one is by cutting it off, getting a really super cute haircut. It seems to be that as your hair starts to go gray, the hair tends to get a little thinner. Now, I'm not a hairstylist, but I've done a lot of research on this topic, and it seems that your hair gets thinner. Well, what happens is if your hair gets thinner as you're getting grayer, then it's going to be a little bit more of a kind of a finer look to your hair. So if you want to just go for it and get it cut off and get a super cute, very chic short haircut like these gals right here that I'm showing you, then go for it. I am showing you a picture of my friend Jill and her mom, who I have known Jill for many, many years, and her hair always looks good. She was one of those ones that way back in the day, she decided to embrace the gray way before anybody else did, way before COVID. And so she just has embraced her gray for a long time, and it just looks so good in her short haircut. She's also a runner, and so she likes to have that shortcut to get it out of her face. But look at her super cute mama who's with her. So I think the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree because they both sport that great haircut. And if that's you, I would say take a chance, go for it, cut it off, do something cute, but make sure it's a trendy cute, make sure it's in style, and make sure that you have a hairstylist that can help you to do that. The next photo that you're going to see is my friend. I said our friend because she seems to be a friend of everyone, Debbie Rogers. She is in our Second Act Sisterhood Style Community, which is my VIP group. If you're not in that group, get on the wait list. We open in September, end of September, and so get on the wait list for that. It's amazing. But Debbie always wears the cutest glasses, but I love what she does with her hair and how she spikes it up. And so you can see that going gray doesn't have to be like boring. You can make it really on trend and chic and just stunning, like her hair is right here. The number two tip that I have for you is color correction. So normally when we go to get our hair done and get our hair colored, we are having our stylist dye it to the color that we want it to be, right? So when I go, I have her put more red in my hair. I have her put some lowlights, highlights. But color correction when you are graying has a different meaning. So I wouldn't do this unless you were about 2 inches had like 2 inches of growth. But if you have that and you think, okay, I'm ready, then what you can do is ask your stylist to color correct your hair here, not at the root. So what she or he will do is they'll take your hair color and actually match it to the root. Now, you have to go on a more regular basis to get your touch-ups because it depends on how quickly your hair fades, but it is a really great way to consider going gray. The number 3 tip for going gray is blending lowlights and highlights into your hair. And so let's say you've got your gray that's coming out, right? Well, take the color that you have down here and the color that you have in your root and start blending some lowlights and some highlights in it. Again, you would have to have a professional stylist do this. I would think most likely you're not going to do this by yourself at home, but you just take and you just put it through and blend it. And so the hair growth as you're growing out is not as obvious as if you just kind of let it go, right? And so I would say, and sometimes I think when we get an all over color. And so if you're going to go get an all over color, that is going to need more touch up than if you blended it with the lowlights and highlights. So I think that's one of the best ways to go gray. The number 4 tip that I have for you is getting a root touch up that you can just get at any drugstore or any place that sells hair products. It's going to be about $10 or $12, but basically you spray it on your root. And so let's say I'm going gray and my hair is red, right? And so when I get those little areas of gray that's happening on the forehead or not on the forehead, but on the root, or even say around my face, I just can take a spray and you get the color, you buy the color that your hair is, not the gray up here. So you basically get the color that your hair is and you just touch it up right around the edges. It works like a miracle. I've been using it for years. All right, and then the number 5 tip that I have for you is by getting a purple-based hair shampoo. And so there is a great one by Clairol called Shimmer Lights. And if your hair tends to get a little brassy, and say you're a blonde and your hair is kind of you're like, ooh, this is just not working with the gray that's coming through, get that purple-based shampoo, and it's really gonna blend nicely, and it's gonna ash up your hair a little bit and really be a much cooler look, cooler as in blue undertone look, than having the brassy happening along with the gray. So go ahead and get some of that shampoo and it's gonna work like magic on your hair. And then my number 6 and final tip for you is to pay attention to the colors that you're wearing for your makeup and your clothes. You're going to have to adjust them. So basically, when we start to go gray, we're losing the pigment in our hair, and the color that our hair was before we're going gray is it's now gray, it's silver, it's going white. And so we need to adjust this. This is especially important for those of you who tend to have always worn warmer shades. And so you're going gray and you're thinking, oh my goodness, what's happening? Well, it's time to adjust. Now, here's the thing. Here's what I would recommend for all of you. Start to put away the gold jewelry and start wearing more silver accessories. Put away the tans, the beiges, the soft yellows, and start moving towards purples and blues and pinks and blue reds. You won't believe the difference that it makes in your coloring and the way that you look. And it just is going to really make you look like you are refreshed. It'll help you to look younger. It'll help you look like you got a good night's sleep. And changing that out, just even that little tip, is really going to make a world of difference. So that's it for today. And I just really want to encourage you that if you are going gray, just don't be afraid of it. Make a decision whether you're going to keep the gray or not. And if you're not going to keep the gray, then go ahead and go back to your hair color that you love. But if you are going to keep the gray, just transition easily. I think it will help you when you look in the mirror, and you'll feel better about yourself. You'll know that it's not like, oh, all these roots and you want to wear a hat all the time. And so really take some time to consider which one of these that you're going to use, one of these tips, but mostly just enjoy it. Enjoy the process. You know, we're getting older. It's just what we're doing. And so have fun with it, enjoy it, change your makeup and your clothes, your colors, because that's going to help a lot as well. And I just want to say thank you for being here, And until next week, I will see you then. Bye-bye.